So I guested on Waiting for Nintendo earlier this week.
Oh, you did?
I did. I was on there for like 2 hours. The whole thing was an accident. We were having a conversation in Discord about the Analogue 64 or whatever, the Analogue 3D, the sort of 4K analog FPGA device to play your Nintendo 64 games. I was very unconvinced that this was a good device while I was watching a million reviews about it. So I kept getting pulled into the reviews and wanting to watch more. And those reviewers, man, they have such nice photography of the device and of the games that I just kept getting pulled in.
Well, the thing is, the device is good looking. Like, you see it in a thumbnail and you're like, ooh, it does make you want to click. It's well designed, like, aesthetically.
I think there's something appealing to just the concept of a modern but one-to-one replacement of your Nintendo 64. I think the caffeine and consoles guy would agree that
as he's pouring some coffee into a tuba or whatever you said,
a rusted out old playground, make his coffee in,
sitting on a tricycle.
Back then, all we had was our bikes, our bike horns, and Mortal Kombat. Whenever I watch, I'm always like, I just want to remind you that video games are like electronics, and they're not natural. They're not observed in the natural world.
No, they sprout out of the ground like mushrooms. Super Mario mushrooms.
Yeah, I love it. Because when we grew up, and presumably when he grew up, video games were considered the modern electronic. This is disconnecting you from the real world. This is disconnecting you from socialization. Like when I was a kid, it was like, we're going to turn off the video game. We're going to turn off the TV. And what it's become, at the risk of sounding like a bad parent, in our house, it's like, we're going to turn off YouTube, but you can watch a movie or a TV show or something that we consider more enriching, or if you can watch like a, I don't know, like, you know, she'll want to watch EY Stream, this Australian kid that screams about Minecraft.
What? I'm not wearing your armor. I built this whole thing. Like, this is my armor. What are you talking about?
And then Nina will be like, no, we've had enough screaming about Minecraft for one day, but you can watch the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. That's totally, and so like that has become the new version of not watching TV. And that's, I think, where caffeine and consoles is coming from. It's like offline gaming is almost becoming like the new version of non-gaming.
I kind of agree with that in some way. You do interact with it differently. Like, my kids have been really obsessed with DVDs lately. We went to the library.
Oh, yeah.
In West Springfield. And I haven't been to the library in like decades. So
we go every once in a while. Yeah.
I don't interact with the library. My wife goes sometimes. And I was like, wow, the library is great. Like, they have like DVDs and they're all up front.
Or they have, you know, they do have that free streaming service too at most libraries.
Yeah, they have like a streaming service. You can get digital books on your Kindle. They had PS5 games. Like, you could get Elden Ring Night Rain. I saw it like prominently featured, like Elden Ring Night Rain. I could have saved myself $40 and just got it from the library.
You almost never hear about people going to the library as a way to get around this expensive stuff, but it's totally available to you.
We got the How the Grinch Stole Christmas on DVD. We got the Muppet Christmas Carol on DVD, the Frosty, Rudolph. I opened these cases. These DVDs are like perfect, like pristine. Like, nobody's even going to the library. This is like a hidden gem. They also, out in the front lobby, they have a red box type thing, where it has all new movies, new video games, new everything, and it functions like a red box. You just scan your library card and it's free. It's like, guys, check out your local libraries. Like,
why get that double the price Disney Plus subscription? Why?
For me, I'm like, oh, I can just go to the library if I want to like rip a bunch of DVDs. And so
it's you know, I don't know about you, like, it's kind of fun to go with the kid and like take a moment and figure out what we're gonna read that week, you know. And then Tarantino talks about this all the time, and I'm I'm sure Caffeine and Consoles does too. There's something to, from an attention deficit perspective, choosing the things you're going to watch and read that week, as opposed to deciding it in a gigantic menu system where you'll always just end up choosing The Office or something.
Honestly, Caffeine Consoles is speaking to me right now because like Noah picked out Muppet Christmas Carol. He was like holding it throughout the library. He was like so excited to take out.
So he's kind of like valuing it more, right?
He was valuing it more. He like put it on the counter and he was telling the library person like, I'm buying, he didn't understand the borrowing. I'm buying this DVD.
Like, you don't buy from the library.
But it was fun. It was fun for him. And then we went home, we watched it, and goddamn Muppet Christmas Carol is a banger.
I think Brian Henson's an incredible director. I mean, if only for those 2 Muppet movies. And then years later, he made that raunchy puppet movie that everybody hated that I didn't really mind, whatever it was called. The something. It was like a film noir detective movie that was
Right. Oh, yeah.
maybe a little
right.
too raunchy.
I remember that.
Melissa McCarthy. I laughed.
Right.
I laughed during it.
No, it's. I mean, like you look at that movie. It's like they're all the practical sets. All the puppets are like in reality. The scene when the Marley brothers like pop up and like the chains are whipping around and there's real chains on Michael Caine and then there's the compositive like translucent chains around them. It's amazing. What an amazing feat of photography,
puppet engineering. There's a great YouTube video that your sons might find interesting. Gloria loved it, which was I don't know who made it, what will edit it in, but it was somebody explaining how the Henson Workshop achieved the really weird puppet shots in every Muppet movie. So the ones with like Kermit riding a bike and you see his legs and it's a bike being ridden in the middle of the road, or just all the times you see like full body, or I think in Muppet Takes Manhattan, he gets hit by a car and he's like laying in the street and he's, kind of like getting up. So there must be somebody under him in the road or something, but they're, these cool where they, they break that normal waist up illusion for a second in a lot of those cool and Muppet Christmas Carol has a number of those. And I think generally they did that with compositing.
Yeah, it all looks great, and they love the movie, and it's cute. He's been singing the songs, and because Zach McFink, he got me the record. Remember?
Yep.
It was last year.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you know what? I have the record for this movie, and so I brought it out, and he's just like. Actually, it's right here. Let me just.
Do they have vinyl records at the library? That's the thing I want to know.
I don't think so. I think they have CDs though, but
yeah, they do. As a matter of fact,
what's cool about this is look at that. That's a cool shot.
After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas.
I didn't open this, but it's translucent blue.
Like the Marleys.
I literally, the Marleys are on it.
I'll always think about how John Hunt just thought that there were 2 Marleys in the original Dickens book because this is his source of truth for all things Muppet Christmas Carol.
This looks like a Marley and Marley figure.
You're going off of Muppets by saying Marley and Marley.
What is it, Jacob and Marley?
Yeah, just Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley. Who was the other associate?
In the Christmas Carol, that's it.
Oh, they had to split them into 2 Marleys. This shows how little I know about the Dickens classic.
You know what? I read the Christmas Carol last year, like the original Charles Dickens one. It's amazing how accurate the Muppet movie is.
Yeah, it's very faithful. Yeah.
It's like weirdly faithful to the story. Like some of the most hard-hitting lines are from the book in the Muppet Christmas Carol. I'm like, ooh, I don't even think I've seen that in a lot of the other adaptations. Like I feel like they got the essence of the story and then they had the fun.
They cut out the whole like this one's starvation, this one's illness or whatever. That haunting.
Yeah. But they left a lot of the good stuff. It's a great film.
We've been reading The Best Christmas Pageant Ever because last year we saw the movie, the one with Pete Holmes, and it was like a big budget adaptation of the book. And the book is from like the 50s or something. It was from quite a while ago. And but the book reads great, and it's a really fun book for kids, and it's kind of like perfect for a 3rd grader. I just want to say, like, there's a lot of great Christmas movies, and I'm sure as the weeks go on, we'll talk a lot more about like core Christmas movies. But it's worth saying that in the last 5 years, there have been 2 Christmas movies that have come out that I've talked about on this show that have very much become part of my like top 10 Christmas movie Rolodex. Best Christmas Pageant Ever is one.
No,
I'm telling
really?
you should watch. You'd like it. It's really good.
I'll have to get it for my kids. Yeah,
it's got Lauren Graham as the narrator, dude.
It seems like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great. And then the other one is, which I think you saw too, was 8-Bit Christmas, which is so good.
That is good.
We watched it like twice already this year, and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. And she really got hooked into it. And it struck me because that came out in like 2020, I think. I was like, damn, before like on the cusp of COVID and before COVID, because there was also like Christmas Chronicles on Netflix with Kurt Russell as Santa. That's like a big budget movie. That's like, there's a lot happening in that movie. They made they spent money that should have been in theaters probably. So before Disney Plus and HBO Max kind of rebranded, and before it became like a slop avalanche on these streaming services, there was a minute there where before streaming was shitified, where they were going for broke with their streaming. And I would say 8-Bit Christmas is among those where they didn't half-ass that movie. It's like a real movie. It should go to theaters. It's like...
Yeah, and it should be a Christmas... Like, like back in the day when they got, like, A Christmas Story for, like, cheap on the rights, so they streamed it, They broadcasted it 24/7 on, like, TNT.
Yeah, how about some new classics?
And then it became, like, a cult classic because people watched it. I bet if 8-Bit Christmas, it was the same thing, it would become a cult classic. But things aren't put in front of you the way they used to be.
Yeah, it's not nothing's gatekept, nothing's curated, really. You have infinite options in front of you. And so everybody has like micro, there's some influencer who has millions of subscribers, but you've never heard of them before. And it's not shared anymore the way it used to be.
Or like It's a Wonderful Life bombed in theaters or whatever. And it was, got up for cheap and rights for TV. And that's why it became famous, is because it was played all the time, because it got broadcasted everywhere and everyone had a shared experience of watching it on TV.
Something that always interests me is, what about the movies that are not Christmas movies, but for some reason everybody watches them at Christmas time, like Wizard of Oz as an example.
Oh.
That's like a lot of people will tell you Wizard of Oz is a Christmas movie. I think like Lord of the Rings might be that for some people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
True Grit is that for me and Nina for some reason, because one year we watched True Grit on Christmas Day, and from now on we're doing that.
Yeah, or like Harry Potter, like it has like one good Christmas scene in it, and some people are like, "Oh, it's a Christmas movie." It's like, no.
Oh yeah, interesting. I reject. We just watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles a minute ago. Like we watched the whole movie, and because tomorrow is the day before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is like travel day.
Yeah.
For the whole nation of the United States, and it's a great movie. Planes, Trains, it's really, Home Alone is like the Christmas movie for a lot of people, for me included. And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is the Thanksgiving one. And it's the same writer-director. John Hughes directed Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Chris Columbus did Home Alone. But John Candy, obviously Steve Martin is a great foil for him, but John Candy, you can tell that his performance holds up to this day, and he's very funny. I get the impression that in 1985, he was really a phenom. That like the average person was like, that's the funniest fucking man I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a sequence where he gets pulled over by Michael McKean with the car that blew up on the highway. And he's just kind of like slowly asking him, like, your pedometer is melted. And he's like, that's true, officer. I'm not going to argue with you, officer. That's true. That pedometer's melted.
Well, yeah, I could buy that. Sure, I guess. You would know better than us, especially since we got a melted speedometer.
he's like, you know how fast you were going? And he was like, I'm not exactly sure. He's like, you were going 78. And he's like, yeah, I would believe that. I would believe that we were. And he's all bundled up looking, he looks so humiliated by the whole situation.
Yeah, he's just a natural talent. Just so good.
That's one of those movies where the story just comes all the way back around, where it's like, spoilers. By the time you find out that this guy doesn't really have a home to go home to, his wife has been dead for 8 years. And that's kind of why he like occupies people's time so much, because he's got plenty of it. And he's been carrying around this tote the whole movie. And now, now Steve Martin's finally going to like carry that tote with him. I'm like, oh my God, this movie this is such a beautiful movie. It's like such a perfect Thanksgiving movie in so many ways. And yeah, the story just keeps like unfolding, and the comedy like he just keeps bringing it. Every scene where you can add some humanity to it, he does.
Sometimes I watch these movies and it's like, this is like a different universe,
Yeah, because it was a different culture. I remember my parents talking like that. They were like, we'd watch some old movie and they'd be like, things were different. And I was like, who cares? I don't know anything about that, but indeed, you live long enough to see the culture transform.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You have no functioning gauges.
No, not a one. However, the radio still works. Funny as that may seem, with all this mess, that the radio is the only thing that's really working good, and it's clear as a bell. Don't ask me how.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.